What is happiness? Some claim that happiness is just a mindset, that no matter what position you are in, you can be happy. But others claim that it is uncontrollable. If you're happy, it is just chemicals rushing through your body. I believe happiness is a mixture of both, a biological feeling coupled with an understanding of perspective. I think the hardest part of happiness is knowing if we are actually happy or not, because we compare our feelings to how we think we should feel. This causes a lot of problems. Because when you run a race, there'll be markers telling you the distance. When we get a paycheck, we can see the hours we worked, but there are really no markers to tell us if we are happy or not. What makes me happy? Should I be happier? I feel like I'm happy, but am I actually? Now we can overthink happiness, which I catch myself doing all the time, but a healthy way is to focus on actually becoming happy. How are some happy sitting on the couch drinking beer while others want to just support their family? Happiness has many factors that I would like to talk about, but the purpose of this episode is to explore what happiness is and how to find how happy we actually are right now. To begin, let's make a distinction between happiness and being excited. Think about a time when you were happy. Were you away from your current situation? Was it a time a few years ago? Or could it even be right now? Whatever it was probably a few moments of feeling happy. But I do not believe that rush is what happiness actually is. I believe that feeling is excitement. Excitement will flow up and down all day. It is that feeling of pure focus on what you're doing right now and the relaxing feeling that comes with that. This is what makes us believe that happiness is a fleeting moment that we can hopefully grab onto before it goes away forever. But this coupling of happiness and excitement is why I believe we all have trouble finding happiness in ourselves. Instead of finding happiness internally, we try to chase after things that make us excited. But we know when that excitement subsides, we will be back to where we were when we began. Happiness gives a baseline feeling for everything else that we're doing, while excitement stems off that either up or down. Hanging out with friends, getting money, or going on vacation are all things that can make us feel that we are excited. But these are all external things that happen to us. This also works in the opposite way with losing a loved one or a job that you like. This causes us to feel depressed. I've known people who lost a loved one and were terribly sad but still able to laugh. And I've seen someone that lose their headphones and completely lose their mind for about a week. Why can these two people have such different things happen to them but pretty much get to the same place mentally? It is because, as we know, happiness is the baseline where all other feelings of excitement and depression come from. If we are happy and satisfied with where we are at, we will be able to move on and let things go. If we have low happiness, if someone disagrees with us about politics, it'll make us want to rip their head off. The fusing of happiness and excitement has created such a problem today. This is what causes many of us to believe that we need to chase after the next big thing. This never lets us be happy with where we are, but need to move forward. We habitualize chasing excitement, but happiness is calmness and being present with where you're at. There are so many stimulants that come across us every day in driving, checking Instagram, or worrying about what others think about us, that we can never get a baseline feeling of how we're actually doing. Every day is another constant stream of novelty, distracting us from what is actually happening. This is why, in order to find how happy I am, I like to sit still for around 5 minutes with no other phone or any other stimuli, just peace of where I am at. This allows me to get my baseline feeling. I do this because this is the feeling I carry with me when I go about my day. The most important part is when I am not doing well in life, I don't run away from those issues, but I actually focus on them and find out what the problem is so I can begin working on it. It is very hard, but it is something I need to do. I really focus on what is holding me back from being happy and deal with that issue. We all have things that hold us back from being happiness. It can be one thing or even 20 things. Whatever the case is, the first step towards happiness is removing what is making you unhappy. No excuses or neglecting the truth. We all have pure happiness inside of us, but it requires a lot of work to find what it is that's stopping us from happening.